Welcome to this DRM News Global podcast.
Great to be here.
Today, we are really diving into the finale of American Idol Season 23. It all wrapped up Sunday, May 18th.
Yeah, quite the buzz around it.
Definitely. We had those three finalists, Jamal Roberts, John Foster, and Brianna Nix.
A strong final three.
So our mission today is to kind of unpack their journeys to that final stage, get into what the judges were thinking, and, well, tell the winner's story based on what we've gathered.
Sounds good. It really felt like a season that built towards that finale, didn't it?
It did.
And, going into that last show, the judges had some pretty interesting things to say. Luke Bryan, for instance.
Ah, right. He mentioned that gut feeling.
Exactly. He said he kind of felt Jamal Roberts had been a front runner for, well, quite a bit of the season.
Yeah, he told People magazine his gut was leaning Jamal. But he also added a bit of caution, didn't he?
He did. He stressed that, with the public vote, nothing's ever certain.
Right. He said all the contestants needed to stay laser-focused right to the very end.
And he even compared it to the music business itself, saying you always got to be sharp.
It makes you think, that constant pressure they're under.
Totally. And Brian also had some thoughts on Brianna Nix and John Foster.
What did he say about them?
Well, for Brianna, he pointed out her consistency. Like, she keeps showing up and making it happen. That shows real determination, I think.
Mm-hmm. Resilience.
And with John, he saw this clear upward trend, like he was really gaining steam towards the end.
So it really shows how unpredictable these things can be. A strong finish can matter a lot.
Absolutely.
Then you had Lionel Richie bringing in that other angle.
Yeah, the popularity factor.
Exactly. He was emphasizing that the winner isn't always, the most technically perfect singer.
Right. It's often the most popular one, the one who connects with the audience.
It's about building that fan base, that connection, beyond just singing cover songs. Why do you think some manage that better than others?
That's the million-dollar question, isn't it? Richie's point is crucial. Singing covers gets you far, but long-term.
You need more.
Yeah, you need your own voice, your own songs people connect with. Maybe it's relatability or, an authentic story, something emotional.
Makes sense. Okay, so before we jump right into the finale night, let's quickly rewind to the eliminations that gave us that top three.
Right, because that was pretty intense, too. Monday, May 12th, that's when Slater, Nally, and Thunderstorm Artist went home.
Mm-hmm. Setting up the final three. And that was after Gabby Simone and Maddie Pruitt were cut from the top 7.
It's a tough process, a real gauntlet, as you said.
And someone who knows that pressure firsthand is Carrie Underwood.
Oh, yeah. Season 4 winner. Back in 2005. She had some thoughts, from her own experience, real empathy for them.
She did. And she made an interesting point about how condensed the season feels now compared to when she was on.
Right. She thought they might feel more frenzied because it all happens so fast now.
How do you think that quicker pace affects them, their ability to really, develop?
Well, it probably ramps everything up. She called the finale period star boot camp, remember? So a shorter timeline means that boot camp is even more intense. It's learning everything on the fly under immense pressure. It must be overwhelming.
For sure. Okay, so let's picture the finale itself. Sunday, May 18th. It sounded like a huge show.
Oh, absolutely. A musical extravaganza is a good way to put it. The guest list was, wow.
Yeah, pretty star-studded. Who was on?
Let's see. Brandon Lake, Goo Goo Dolls, Good Charlotte, Jennifer Holliday, Jessica Simpson, Josh Groban, Kirk Franklin, Miles Smith, Patti LaBelle, Sultan Pippa.
Wow, quite the mix. A real celebration.
Definitely. And it wasn't just guests. The judges, Luke, Carrie, Lionel, they performed too.
Right. And Jelly Roll, the artist in residence this season.
Yeah, he was there performing too. So a packed night. It was live, 8 p.m. Eastern on ABC.
And streaming the next day on Hulu for anyone who missed it.
Mm-hmm. And importantly, the viewers had the final say, voting online, through the app, or by text.
And after all of that, all the performances, the suspense.
And a record number of votes, apparently.
The winner was announced, Jamal Roberts from Meridian, Mississippi.
Fantastic outcome for him. What a journey.
It really is. He's a PE teacher. And watching him, you saw this, soulful performer just grow in confidence week after week.
And his hometown, Meridian, they went all out for him.
Oh, totally. Parades, celebrations. That kind of support must mean the world, right?
Oh, absolutely. It's a huge emotional boost. And, well, it probably helps with votes, too, that local pride.
For his final performances, he did First Time. He sang Liar with Jelly Roll.
Which was powerful.
Yeah, and just my imagination. And clearly it worked. Over 26 million votes cast.
26 million, that's massive.
Yeah.
Biggest turnout in the show's history, they said.
Incredible engagement. And, it's interesting. The top three was very Southern.
John Foster from Louisiana, Brianna Nix from Texas, and Jamal from Mississippi.
That moment when they announced third place and Brianna was eliminated,
Yeah,
the tension must have been so high.
definitely. It shows that regional connection can be really strong, and for Mississippi, this is big.
He's the second winner from the state, right?
That's right. Trent Harmon won back in season 15. So, yeah, a big moment for Mississippi music fans. And they've had others reach the top 10 before, too.
So let's dig into Jamal's road to victory a bit more. It started with that golden ticket. He sang Mary Jane.
Rick James's Mary Jane, yeah. And what's interesting is he wasn't totally unknown before Idol. He apparently had a following on TikTok already, singing covers, so he already had some experience connecting with an audience, just, online.
Okay. That makes sense. And then throughout the show, he just kept advancing. People really responded to those raw, soulful performances.
Yeah, consistently. And reaching the top 3, that itself was a milestone. He was the 4th person from Mississippi to get that far.
And thinking back to the start, the judges liked his voice but wanted more confidence.
Exactly. They saw the potential but felt he needed to own the stage more.
And he clearly took that feedback on board. You could see his stage presence grow so much. That was probably key.
Absolutely. Huge growth there. And then that homecoming in Meridian, just incredible.
A parade, and apparently 20,000 people turned out for his performance. That's a huge chunk of the town.
Massive turnout. You saw the pride, the support from his students. It was really something.
And him telling his students, no matter what happens, I'm still going to be your coach. That was just lovely.
Really speaks to who he is, doesn't it? Grounded. Okay, so let's talk finale performances. That first one, Teek's first time.
Described as really passionate. You could feel the emotion, apparently, from the audience, his family.
And Carrie Underwood's comments were significant there.
Because of her earlier feedback.
Yeah. She specifically said how comfortable, how at ease he looked on stage. A total contrast to his audition, she noted.
That journey right there.
Yeah.
That must have resonated.
You have to think so. And Luke Bryan was joking about his smooth delivery, basically calling him a star.
Right. And Lionel Richie loved how he, how did he put it? Navigated the story in the song.
Yeah, conveying the meaning, the emotion, not just the notes.
And first time was picked for him by Jelly Roll.
Right. It was. And Jelly Roll had also said that Jamal's version of his song, Liar, had kind of become the definitive version for him. Like, it was Jamal's song now.
Wow, that's high praise.
Yeah.
And shows that mentorship aspect.
For sure. And Liar, the song itself, actually has a Meridian connection through one of the co-writers, Ben Johnson. Another nice little link.
Then his second song, Just My Imagination. The Temptations classic.
And Luke Bryan was just floored by the transformation. From PE teacher to that, he called him one of the most amazing people he'd seen on the show.
High praise indeed. And there was that sweet moment, too, the lipstick on his cheek from his mom.
Yeah, just a real human touch. You could always see how much his family, his daughters, Harmony, Lyric, and baby Gianna mean to him. That came through all season.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Okay, final performance. The one that sealed the deal. He went back to Tom Odell's Heel.
Right, the song that got him into the top 10. But this time, he really infused it with his faith, they said. Another emotional high point.
And people can actually get his version of Heel now, right? It's available to buy and stream.
That's right. So, wrapping up this DRM News Global podcast on the Idol finale, the big story is Jamal Roberts.
Yeah, from PE teacher in Meridian to American Idol. It's quite the narrative. Talent, growth, community support.
All came together. And that huge voter turnout, over 26 million.
It really shows the audience connection, doesn't it? It wasn't just about the singing. It was his story, his authenticity.
Absolutely. Which leaves us and you with a final thought to maybe chew on.
Okay.
Think about that mix. Talent, personality, that connection with an audience. How does that recipe work? Not just on Idol, but, in other areas too.
What is it that really resonates with people, and why does that connection matter so much?
Exactly. Something to ponder after the music fades.